Hi everyone, it's Rita with Everything Homemade, and I have my helpers here. Who's this?
Ocean.
Grace. Nova.
Orion.
Okay, they are my 4 oldest children. Now Annika, she's 6, she is with my 20-month-old playing around the yard so we can get this done. So what we are going to do today is set up the garden for planting. So the video before, I showed you a plan. Now 2 things have changed. Last night while my husband was rototilling, we actually dug up the chives and moved the chives out of the garden because chives are perennial. And it's really a pain for my husband to always go around the chive patch. So I've actually moved them out, which opened up about 1 meter by 1 meter square. So now I'm actually going to put my corn and peas in that spot where it wasn't actually in the plan before. So I'm going to do a little bit of switching. Otherwise, we're staying to the plan. So with the help of my children, we are going to get this garden prepped. So what I'm going to do, since we are all going to be busy bees, I have my camera on the tripod, and basically I'm not going to say too much all the time. You guys are going to watch us prep. The first thing we're going to do is get the cucumbers prepped. We're going to utilize the black plastic, the hoops, and you're going to watch us as we work. Now there's a lot of things that can happen. We also have the weather, don't we? The weather is not cooperating. We have today until Wednesday, 3 days to get this prepped, planted before they are forecasting a lot more rain. That does not give much time when you have hundreds of plants to get into the garden and also the seeds. So we've got a lot of stuff to do. So let's get going here, you guys. Enjoy watching us prep the garden spot, and let's have a lot of fun. Cucumbers are now set up. So the last thing we need to do is add in a little bit more manure where I'm going to be planting and get the plants in. But this here will warm this area up and will be perfect to protect the cucumbers. Okay, so if you look behind me, here's the cucumbers right over here. And where Ocean is standing behind her, we need to set up the pumpkins. And we need to set up for corn and for, I'm just doing, peas. So this whole section right behind her is the next section we need to do. Noticing we're working on the borders first because the borders are the most infrastructure, and then we're going to be diving in to the middle. Okay, are you ready to do another one?
Yep.
We basically made a triangle, and this is only temporary for the zucchini. It's basically to help them be protected the first month until they're good sized plants. Once July 1st hits, all this infrastructure goes away and they are basically able to handle the elements. In June, that 30 days right after planting is either your plants are going to live or they're going to die. And that is exactly why we put the plastic, because June is so cold, so unpredictable with heavy rains, could get hail, that we lose so much if you don't show protection, if you don't have protection upon your squash, zucchini, pumpkins, anything like that, that'll just be devastated by the cold weather. It is basically noon and we have done the major infrastructure that needs to be in the garden. What we need to do now is have lunch. I bet you guys are all hungry, aren't you?
Yes.
And then we are basically going to tackle the whole entire middle of the garden. We're going to be making rows. So we're going to basically make slightly raised beds where we're going to plant with rows kind of idea what we did with the black plastic when we said black plastic will be just dirt. We're gonna lay the rest of the garden out so we can plant tomorrow. Okay guys, let's go. Let's have some lunch. Okay everyone, so we have the pumpkin racks here set up, and so this bigger spot I'm actually going to plant the corn and, if all goes well, the peas. Now the peas, I'm thinking, which I need to mention to my husband when he gets home, is we're going to put 2 construction panels back here and the peas can vine on top of that behind the corn. That's the plan. But first, even with the corn, I need to set up the black fabric, and that will help with the weeds but also keep their roots nice and warm. Okay, so we got a big open spot here, and we like to do 2-foot wide beds. That way it's easy to weed on both sides. You can get away with 3 feet, but I find it harder on my children at this age. So I make it basically a middle ground. So we're gonna eyeball the 2 feet, okay? And we're going to basically, I want the walkway starting the same here. We'll bring all this dirt up into there. We need to bring all the dirt over. We're gonna go 2 feet, then we're gonna go 1.5 foot walkway, 2 feet, 1.5 foot walkway, 2 feet, 1.5 foot walkway.
So you want me to start shoveling over?
Yeah, and basically we are gonna do this almost all the way down, because what's gonna happen is we're gonna have the red beet rows, we're gonna have the carrots, and then the beans, and then the tomatoes, and they all are the same design. So are you ready for this?
Yep.
I'm going to start on the other side and meet you.
Okay.
done. Let me tell you, where I'm exhausted. Are you?
Yep.
Are you? Yeah.
Moving all that dirt's not easy.
No, it's not, isn't it? But it took us one day to get it done, and now all the rows are made, everything is set up, and tomorrow we're going to start planting. So I hope you enjoyed watching us prep the garden. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.